It's Jeff, another one of these videos, the Ministry Missions series. This one is specifically about what I'm going to call overt, open, and covert or hidden leadership. Now, I did do a specific video on the principles of leadership versus management. I think it would be good for you to watch that first, and then come back and watch this one. This one's a little bit shorter. That one's a little bit longer because I did go through quite a few principles and labeled them and explain them. This one's going to focus mainly on the covert, the overt open versus the covert hidden. Now, when there are issues that are problems that are happening in the church, which they will, you've got differences of opinion, different personalities, different viewpoints, etc., even different convictions that are right. Both or two or three different views can be right. It's just what you do with it. It's not the what, it's the how it's done. One thing to check for, what I've seen, is look at the types of jobs that people have when you've got issues and problems happening. Look at the jobs. Look at the kind of jobs they have. And one thing that I found in seeing how power can be kind of exercised is when people have jobs, their day jobs have been as consultants. Now, why is that? Because consultants are not people that are in decision-making management positions. What they are is they are hired by a company management, usually larger organizations, maybe small, but usually larger, to come in and give advice from experience in order to help the management in place, or leadership in place actually, to make decisions. So they are usually not stakeholders in the decision, they're input to go ahead and help the stakeholders make those decisions. Now, a consultant, like I said, does not have a role in the leadership. Now, be careful when you've got this happening in the church as well, or you get a church council or a church board or whatever you want to call this. And be careful when there might be examples of spiritual consulting, okay, if I can call it, not counseling, consulting, in the sense that people are helping, advising other people to make decisions or to do things. We can call it lobbying if you want, but lobbying in a sense that is contradictory to other things that are happening of good working relationships. Now, sometimes you have to lobby in order to get things happening and good things if you want to do a youth event or something. I mean, there are things you do, but when that type of consulting or covert underlying influence begins to impact a leadership council or group, and it makes it so that it causes division and causes difficulty for them to work together, then you need to analyze, where is this type of influence coming from? Is it coming from the individuals, or is it coming from elsewhere? That's why it's important to look at the jobs, look at the types of personalities, the jobs of the people in your board, your church board or council, what do you want to call this thing, and the different ones, and the pastors, and get to know them, get to know their backgrounds and who they are as people and how they work and how they function. And then you can see if what they're saying corresponds to who the type of people they're not, or if it seems to be having a different type of influence coming from elsewhere. If you feel that the influence is coming from elsewhere, then you need to dig down. And if you dig down and find out that there are other people in the congregation that do have influence, especially covert, hidden influence, and they have jobs in a consulting kind of role, then that helps to identify where to deal with certain types of issues. Look at that. It's not always the case. I've seen this, and there are certain types of ways to deal with that. Also, when you've got in a church board or church council, one of the things I would say in addition is that when you're dealing with people, that look at the people who have experience in on the other hand, the overt and covert. If you're looking at people that have the trying to manage problems and manage situations, look at their experience again, as I've said in the other videos, and look at if they have experience in working with other people in their jobs, working and managing other people or not. Or are they used to working alone and do that? Because if they only have worked alone, then they won't know how to talk about and how to help manage problems and manage resources that for a project that's part of the church, they probably won't have that experience. So be careful asking them to do those kinds of things if they don't have that. So take these types of analysis of people, who they are, and apply them to how to work things out, how to work these, and especially in these cases where there are covert, underlying types of influence that might be happening, if that seems to be happening. And that just helps you analyze and go further and look more deeper into how to resolve conflict and how to resolve issues between people.